everybody. It is weekly wrap-up, February 15th, 2013. A couple more releases this week, advancing on the advanced voice course, and what we did there was the first exercise that finally asks you to expand your range and mix. That's an important exercise because up to the point in all of the courses, from the beginning course all the way through to this point in the advanced course, in male mix, now this is all about male mix, very soon now, I'm almost done with the mix exercises for male mix, so of course what's going to happen next will be the female exercises. But anyway, what I was saying is in male mix, you're being asked and shown how to actually now take your voice up higher than what we've taken the mix to at this point in time. So that's a great lesson and a very important lesson in true development of getting you to be able to make artistic choices later about shifting into head voice or pulling your mix up higher, which you've never been told that you could do before. And the reason why was because I had to build the strength and power in your voice with all of the other exercises leading up to this before the day came that I could ever talk about this. So anyway, there'll be an exercise or two more about mix for you and the male side, and then we'll be heading over to the female mix and talking about that. And what's interesting is that you guys are going to find out what's different about mix for the males and what's different about mix for the females. You know, like where it's at in the range, what's the differences, what females do with their voices compared to what the males do. And that's all coming up in the future, so be on the lookout for that as the course reveals itself. And another listen and recognize, we're up to major, minor, diminished, augmented, and random notes and inversions. But I never tell you what the inversion is. But soon that lesson will be coming up too, talking about the inversions, what they actually are, how they're used, and get to a point where we actually have to identify the inversions. So I didn't want to get into that yet. I wanted just to get you to hear the quality of the sound. That's a major chord. That's also a major chord. That's a C major chord. Right, an F major chord. And it's in a particular inversion. Well, someday we'll identify that inversion. But right now, you just have to be able to identify the fact that that's the quality of F. And if you're that far up into your listen and recognize, you've built quite a good skill already. But it's not even touching the surface. Believe it or not, we're going to be moving to another plateau in that as well soon, after we get all the inversions taken care of here. Then we're going to be heading off into the 7th chords and the 9th chords and the 13th chords, and that's a whole nother ballgame. So anyway, that's what's going on with this week's releases. Now let's talk about the musical tip of the week. We've been talking about yawn, sigh exercises, but keeping things balanced. We've been talking about split resonance. I talked to you a little bit about split resonance last time, about utilizing a balanced way of taking the sound within your mouth resonator and your nasal resonator and splitting it to get the sound. Some little tricks to get you to start to feel what that feels like. But I want to talk to you about something else that relates to your ability to be able to do those things. Now, here's what I call them. I call them the bullies. I used to call them lots of different things. I can give you the medical terms, the digastric muscles. I can start talking about what all these muscles are called, but what's the point? Let me put it this way. There are two muscles that go across here that are involved in swallowing. Coming down your neck here, there's what's known as the strap muscles. Again, they have medical terms for what all the muscles really are along here, but we can call them the strap muscles. They're very strong, and they come down this way, and they also come back around the back of the neck. Those strap muscles, the hinge of your jaw and how you're using your jaw, the carotid arteries, if they're popping out of your neck when you're vocalizing or they're just relaxed, the squinting muscles up here in your forehead and your eyebrows, if you're trying to do this when you're trying to sing, all of these things are manifestations of outside attempts to do things with your voice that it's only going to get in your way. Now, you know what I want to call all of these muscles? I started to say it. They're the bullies. And let me tell you why I call them the bullies. Because they're 10 times stronger than this little muscle here, your larynx, which has to do all of the true work. As long as the bullies are involved, they're going to beat this guy up, or a girl, depending on who you are. And when they beat this guy up, he can't get stronger. You get what I'm saying? You have to deactivate all of these muscles. You have to get in front of a mirror, and when you're vocalizing, be relaxed. Make sure the muscles aren't popping out the side of your neck. Make sure that this muscle is not pushing down from the digastrics. Make sure that the hinge in your jaw is relaxed as opposed to tensing up or trying to control things. Make sure that you're not making all kinds of weird expressions in relationship to your face to try to sing doing those kinds of squinty things. Those are all indications of tightness in your mind to try to execute a note or a phrase or whatever it is that you're singing, that you're struggling. You got to get rid of the bullies. Once you do that, you're going to find that your singing is a lot more relaxed, your tone automatically improves, your capabilities and control over what you're doing automatically improves. So get rid of the bullies. So that is this week's weekly wrap-up. There will be more content next week. Every week we release more on the advanced voice course, more on the vibrato course, more on the listen and recognize, and soon some new surprises coming too. So be on the lookout for all of that. I will see you guys next week.